Hello children, welcome to another session. Hope you have completed reading passages under A reading and B reading in Unit 4. Now let us see C reading in Unit 4, that is, Can't Climb Trees Anymore. Children, have a look at these pictures. What can you see here? You can see that children like you are playing in rain and climbing trees. But I see my childhood memories here. When I was a child like you, I used to play in rain and climb trees. When I was a child like you, I used to collect coins and keep them safely in a box. And I used to fly kites also. Children, every child loves to fly kites, isn't it? Children like you are playing marbles here. Even I used to play marbles when I was a child like you. Children, childhood days are the memorable days in everyone's life. As a child, you can enjoy, you can play, you can jump, you can climb, you can do anything. But once you grow up, you can't enjoy like this because of your age and your responsibilities. So, every one of us will always love to be like a child forever. Children, here you can see a child like you is climbing a tree and a grown up man who is sitting on the bench and observing the child playing on the tree. Here he is recollecting all his childhood memories. And he can't climb trees like a child anymore as he is grown up and physically he is weak. Now let us read the story of this man who goes to his old house to recollect all his childhood memories. In the lesson, Can't Climb Trees Anymore. Children, before reading the passage, let us know about the author. Here the author is Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh in 1934. He wrote a number of short stories, essays, novels, and many books for children. The Room on the Roof was his first novel, written when he was 17. It received the John Llewellyn Rice Memorial Prize in 1957. In 1992, he received the Sahitya Akademi Award for his short story collection Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, given by the Sahitya Akademi, India's National Academy of Literature. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 for contribution to children's literature. Children, let us know the meanings of some new words that you will be coming across while reading the passage. First word, turnstile. This word means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Children, such gates can be seen at big malls and even in metro stations also, where only one person can get in. Dizzy. Dizzy means having a sensation of slipping around and losing one's balance. Next word, disembodied, lacking any obvious physical source. Hollyhock. Hollyhock means a tall garden plant with large showing flowers. Trapeze. Trapeze means a swing used by circus acrobats. Children, this you can see in circus. Bougainvillea, an ornamental shrubby climbing plant widely cultivated in the tropics with bright colored flowers. Children, these plants you can see everywhere. Children, let us start reading the passage. Under C reading. Can't climb trees anymore. He stood on the grass verge by the side of the road and looked over the garden wall at the old house. It hadn't changed much. The old house, built with solid blocks of granite, wasn't altered at all. But there was a new outhouse, and there were fewer trees. He was glad to see that the jackfruit tree still stood at the side of the building, casting its shade on the wall. He remembered his grandmother saying, "A blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls." And so the present owners must also be receiving the tree's blessings. At the spot where he stood there had once been a turnstile, and as a boy he would swing on it, going round and round until he was quite dizzy. Now the turnstile had gone, the opening walled up. Tall hollyhocks grew on the other side of the wall. "What are you looking at?" It was an embodied voice at first. Moments later, a girl stood framed between dark red hollyhocks, staring at the man. She was only 12 or 13, slim and dark, with lively eyes and long black hair. "I'm looking at the house," he said. "Why? Do you want to buy it? Is it your house?" "It's my father's." "And what does your father do?" "He's only a colonel." "Only a colonel? Well, he should have been a brigadier by now." The man burst out laughing. "It's not funny," she said. "Even mummy says he should have been a brigadier." It was on the tip of his tongue to make a witty remark. Perhaps that's why he's still a colonel. But he did not want to give offense. They stood on either side of the wall, appraising each other. "Well," she said finally, "if you don't want to buy the house, what are you looking at?" "I used to live here once." "Oh, 25 years ago, as a boy, as a young man, and then my grandmother died and we sold the house and went away. She was silent for a while, taking in this information. Then she said, "And you would like to buy it back now, but you don't have the money." He did not look very prosperous. "No, I wasn't thinking of buying it back. Wanted to see it again, that's all." "How long have you lived in it?" "Only 3 years." She smiled. She had been eating a melon and there was still juice in the corners of her mouth. "Would you like to come in and look more closely?" "Wouldn't your parents mind?" "They have gone to the club. They won't mind. I am allowed to bring my friends home. Even elderly friends like me." "How old are you?" "Oh, just middle-aged, but feeling young today." And to prove it, he decided he had climbed over the wall instead of going round to the gate. He got up on the wall, all right, but had to rest there, breathing heavily. "Middle-aged man on the flying trapeze," he muttered to himself. "I'll help you," she said, and gave him her hand. He slithered down into a flower bed, shattering the stem of a hollyhock. As they walked across the grass, he spotted a stone bench under a mango tree. It was the bench on which his grandmother used to rest when she was tired of pruning rose bushes and bougainvillea. "Let's just sit here," he said. "I don't want to go inside." She sat beside him on the bench. It was March and the mango tree was in blossom. A sweet, rather heavy fragrance drenched the garden. Children, you have completed reading the passage. Now, let us try to answer some of the questions that can be expected from this passage. First question: why did the narrator visit his old house? What changes did he observe? The answer: the narrator visited his old house to recollect his childhood memories. There was not much changes except a new outhouse which was built later. Let us see the second question. Why did the narrator feel glad? Children, glad means happy. So why the narrator was happy to see the house? The answer is the narrator felt glad to see that the jackfruit tree still stood at the side of the building, casting its shade on the wall. Next question. What was his grandmother's saying? Children, you have read in the passage that the narrator recollects his grandmother's saying when he saw the jackfruit. The answer is his grandmother's saying was that a blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls. Another question. Did the narrator want to buy the house? The answer is no. The narrator did not wanted to buy the house. Whom did the narrator meet at the entrance of the house? The question means that when the narrator goes to see his house, whom did he see there? Children, you have read in the passage that the narrator meets a little girl. The girl was standing near the gate. So the answer should be written like this. The narrator met the little girl at the entrance of the house. Next question. Who were the owners of the house once? According to the passage, you have read that at present the little girl and the parents were living there. So they are the owners. But who were the owners of the house once? The answer should be written like this. Narrator's parents were owners of the house 25 years ago. When his grandmother died, they sold the house and went away. Children, let us see another question. Did the girl invite the narrator inside the house? How did he try to enter? Here the question means the narrator meets little girl at the entrance. Did the girl invite the narrator inside? Children, you have read in the passage. She invites him inside, isn't it? But how did the narrator try to enter the house? So he remembered his childhood days and he don't want to go through the gate, but he want to climb over the wall, jump over the wall and get into the house. So the answer here written is yes. The girl invited the narrator inside the house. He tried to enter by climbing over the wall instead of going round to the gate because he would do the same when he was a child. Let's see the another question. Why do you think the narrator couldn't climb the wall? Here the question means the narrator tried to enter the house by climbing over the wall. He gets onto the wall but he couldn't jump. So why he didn't? The answer written like this. I think the narrator couldn't climb the wall because he grew old. Children, these are the questions that can be expected from the passage. Now let's continue reading the other part of the passage in next session.